Good morning. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of your favorite program on leadership television inside Nigeria. My name is Incredible, your host on the program. Today is July 2, 2024. Of course, on this segment of the show, we review hot headline stories of some select newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership's main headline story today says electricity disconnection. Ministers, top officials abandon offices, work from home. Federal Secretariat in darkness. Workers resort to generating sets, solar sources. AEDC mom on situation. I'll take that main headline story once again. Electricity disconnection. Ministers, top officials abandon offices, work from home. Federal Secretariat in darkness. Workers resort to generating sets, solar sources. And AEDC mom on situation. With that, we move to, just before we move to the page 3 of the paper, we still have some other bleeding stories. 25 die in Kano Zaria road crash. The story runs on page 6 of leadership. And Kaduso urges stronger anti-money laundering law. The story goes on page 21 of leadership. Let's move to page 3 where we have our stand. Our stand is on appraising water resources development. Appraising water resources development. The editorial today, Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. That we move to the back page, Tuesday column with Abdurrauf Aliyu. He's writing on Kenya's Finance Bill 2024. Lessons for Nigeria and beyond. Kenya's Finance Bill 2024. Lessons for Nigeria and beyond with Abdurrauf Aliyu. For continuation of that column, Inside Stories, the editorial appraising Nigeria's water resources development, and continuation of the headline stories, log on to www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move to Daily Sun. Daily Sun's main headline story says, on imports, rivers, customs impounds 844 rifles worth 4.17 billion naira duty. 112,500 rounds of ammunition also intercepted. On the port, rivers, customs impounds 844 rifles worth 4.17 billion naira duty. 112,500 rounds of ammunition also intercepted. The story runs on page 25 of Daily Sun. Beneath that main headline story, troops kill over 70 terrorists, destroy hideouts in Chad, Borno. Pandemonium as explosion rocks Zungeru hydroelectric dam in Niger. Minimum wage, 26 states may be unable to pay, budget data reveal. NDDC summit to develop new strategies for regional growth, says Commission's boss. IPOB court dismisses Kano's 1 billion naira suit against federal government. Borno bomb attack, death toll now 32, VP visits Gwoza victims. This story is on page 6 of Daily Sun. And the last story on the cover of Daily Sun today, and it's just beside the masthead, says ECOWAS sets up committee to settle Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger disputes. Laments terrorism, upsurge, violent extremism, organized crime in sub-region. With that, we conclude the review of front headline stories on Daily Sun. For more, log on to www.thesun.ng. From the Sun, we have Vanguard next on our menu, and Vanguard's main headline story is still on port operations. Economic crisis, slump in port operations puts 40,000 jobs at risk, according to investigation carried out by Vanguard. Slump in port operations puts 40,000 jobs at risk. Cargo imports drop by 20%, containerized goods 30%, and vehicles 55% as vessels calls reduce. Vessels that brought in 4,000 containers now come with 300. Terminal operators, shipping companies, orders in dilemma. Labor worries over workers' fate. Those are the riders beneath the main headline story on Vanguard. Economic crisis, Slump in port operations puts 40,000 jobs at risk. Investigation. And beneath that main headline story, Wike tells FCT Senator Kingibe you won't return in 2027. Goza attacks Shetima visits as ACF Southern Senators want action against terror. SDG 63% of Nigerians still wallow in poverty. Tinubu's aid. And in sports, Lukman shines in Ghana Football Awards in Accra. Wins Best African International Footballer. We move to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Retail sales volume down 50% in 1 year. Supermarket owners. Federal government sacks 3 contractors handling Obajana Bini Road. 2024 Hajj, how federal government aid states splashed 100.6 billion naira on pilgrims. Customs impounds container load of rifles from Turkey at One port. And that concludes the review of front headline stories on Vanguard newspaper. For more, log on to www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard, we move to Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint has so many stories on the cover today. We'll take them one after the other. Meanwhile, the main story says INEC proposes 142 recommendations for improved electoral processes to intensify engagement with NAS on electoral reform. Says Anambra Guba hosts 2025, Ekiti, Osun 2026, FCT Council Post 2. ECOWAS standing force will confront existential threat, Traore. Akpabio tax regions parliament on collaboration. Rising volume of non-bank transactions worries CBN. Nigeria's capital importation hits $3.37 billion. Federal government commits to 15 trillion naira Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Lawmakers to amend Fund Act for easy access to fund. The stories on page 20 of Blueprint. Lawmakers to amend Fund Act for easy access to fund. Customs intercepts over 4 billion naira worth of rifles, ammunition at One. And above, just beneath the masthead of Blueprint, ACF Senators Forums condemn Bono terror attack. Business ROM RODC boss charges institutions on impactful research. Sports, Rangers grab teenage kid dynamite Igwilo. We move to the one above the masthead. NAFDAC sees 100 shops in Enugu over fake alcoholic beverages. The stories on page 15 of Blueprint newspaper. And with that, we also conclude the review of front headline stories on Blueprint. For more, log on to www.blueprint.ng. From Blueprint, we move to the last paper on our menu, and that is the Punch. Punch's main headline stories today says Dangote fuel. Marketers fear high price petrol ahead of supply. Dangote fuel. Marketers fear high price petrol ahead of supply. Crude price will determine cost of Dangote PMS. Dapman, Ipman warn federal government. Imported crude makes production costs higher, may affect petrol price. Dangote source. Underneath that main headline story, we have also pictures for the next story. Customs sees 18 billion naira firearms, drugs from Turkey, recover 844 rifles. Is also the story on the cover of other papers before it. Customs intercepts over 4 billion. That's what the figure Blueprint puts it. However, the point says 18 billion naira firearms, drugs from Turkey, recover 844 rifles. The story continues on page 11 of Blueprint newspaper. Beneath that, ECOWAS to cancel $500 million project in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. 27 killed, others injured in Kano, Ogun auto crashes. Crisis hits Zamfara APC as Marafa announces parallel faction. The story is on page 8 and 9 of the Punch. Crisis hits Zamfara APC as Marafa announces parallel faction. That takes us to the story beside the masthead of the Punch. Bono bombing death toll hits 32, 14 survivors discharge. This story is on page 12 of the Punch. And above the masthead of the Punch, federal government revokes 870 billion naira road contracts. 2,270 projects suffer delay. Recapitalization. Bank directors acquire 39 billion naira shares. And Yakubu says INEC lacks power to conduct local government elections. With that, we conclude the review of the Punch headline stories today, Tuesday, July 2, 2024. For more, log on to www.punchng.com. From Punch also, we also draw the curtain on today's Inside Nigeria, reaching you on Leadership Television. Don't forget to join us same time, same station tomorrow for another fresh edition of the program. My name is Uni Fedugwebo, and don't also forget to join us for news on the hour on this station. Bye for now.
For watching, for sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158.